I was gonna clean my rifle until I got high. I was gonna mop that quarter deck, but then I got high. My room's a field date, and I know why.
Wow, man. Hey.
Oh my God, because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. I was gonna go PT before I got high.
Come on, check it out.
I could've cheated on the nav and passed, but I got high. And I fell out the unit hike, and I know why.
Wow, man.
Wow, man.
Oh my God, cause I got high, because I got high, because I got high.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
And that's talking
made me-
weed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little weed talk. We decided to switch it up a little bit. I think it's just because Cons and Kate are legitimately addicted to singing.
We are.
Yeah, we
We're not
seriously
good
do
at
like
it. We're not good at
No,
it.
you're not.
We're
You're not good at
good-ish.
it at all.
It's debatable.
No.
It sounds good in my
All right,
head.
so the reason why we're talking about this is because so many states over the last couple of years have introduced marijuana policies where it is legal. I mean, you have California, Colorado, Florida's even introduced some, Massachusetts. California is one of the biggest states that has the most Marines in it, with Camp Pendleton being there. So you have base after base after base that also has outside in town. You can go to the little green cross and pick up some marijuana. So of course it's becoming an issue in the military.
Right. And from Paul Zoldra over at Task and Purpose, he's the founder of Duffelblog, by the way. Fantastic guy. But yeah, Lance Corporal Cheech and PFC Chong are up to no good, especially in states where doobies are legal now. At 9 Army bases in or near marijuana-friendly states, there has been roughly an 18% increase in the last couple years in positive drug tests for THC. For comparison, there's only been a 5% increase across the board, across the entire Army. In a study, the Army looked at the 9 bases in Alaska, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and D.C., and found that, perhaps not surprisingly, more soldiers in those locations have opted to go green, if you will. If you guys had to pick one word that the Army believes this marijuana problem is affecting, what would it be? Readiness. It's readiness.
Fuck readiness. Let the people smoke weed.
Well,
I mean, my goodness.
They're saying that current data suggests that the decriminalization and legalization of weed may be beginning to show signs of impacting Army readiness, that buzzword they love so much. And overall, drug crime in the Army has been going down since 2011, but that hasn't been the case for marijuana and cocaine, a little bit of the old nose candaroon, which has increased over the last 3 years. I have to say, cocaine in the military always shocked me for some reason. I got weed, but I'm such a goodie. But I know
I think that cocaine's actually more user-friendly for military members because it's out of your system so quickly. Like weed, it could stay in there for a little while.
Right.
Coke, if you have a long weekend, like a 4-day weekend, a 96, you do coke day 1 and day 2, it's gone for your piss test on Monday or Tuesday. I'm always surprised whenever
and it's that
people
thinking that
got
gets
popped.
a lot of people to pop hot on piss
I
tests.
knew my barracks, the first barracks I was in the Marines, when I very first got to the fleet, like one of the first weeks I was there was like a cocaine bust. And I was so new. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like such a goody two shoes. I could not believe. I was like, Marines do
I'm actually
drugs?
shocked that it's not higher. I bet probably only 5 to 10% of cocaine users in the military ever get caught for doing it.
Yeah, and Rip It prices are going up, so it's the better alternative,
True.
I would say,
Absolutely.
But the report noted...
But overall, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing weed in the military. I think that they should have it just like the same duty status that you have as alcohol. It should be the same exact thing for weed. Like you can't do it 8 hours prior to duty. You can't show up still be stoned out of your fucking mind. But if you can do it and you can be back to work, then you're fine.
It's
I mean,
just
we
hard
can
to
allow
prove, and
heavy
there's-
drinking. What's the difference?
It's hard to prove, and there's fuzzier lines with that. And the report noted that just over 1% of active duty soldiers tested positive just last year for any illicit drugs. That's about 4,516 soldiers. But whatever the state laws, marijuana is still illegal at the federal level. So even if you're in a state where it's legal, it's still illegal at federal level. So U.S. Army soldiers caught hitting the bong still face disciplinary action if caught. They're under a totally different set of laws. Speaking of this, I saw a tweet replying to the Task and Purpose story. One guy said his buddy had 27 dudes in his unit piss hot. 27. Do you think?
I love it. That's just like a big old get together.
Can you imagine?
The whole squad's coming over and just ripping fucking joints.
Can you imagine the dong watcher, the piss guy, like knocking on the commander's door and being like, "Well, got 27 pops today." Like,
But
what
that's
the
so
hell?
many that you could probably get together and be like, "Hey, there was something wrong with the test."
Yeah.
Because we all didn't do it. Not everybody. Even the
Yeah.
fucking battalion commander popped hot.
It's just.
I mean, the barracks lawyers must be just having a field day with this in these states.
Barracks
And I gotta
lawyers,
tell
for
you,
sure.
as a leader, this would just be such a headache because I promise you, there are soldiers that do not think they're doing anything wrong. You could tell them point blank to their face, if you smoke weed, you will get in trouble. They will still think, well, I'm in a state that it's legal, so I don't get that. And they're going to do it anyway. I promise you.
Well, they said that's part of the problem is
Yeah.
the barracks lawyers. They're finagling ways to make it fine.
They think they're finding all the nooks and crannies in the laws and regulations, and it's black and white. You're in the military, can't do drugs, period.
Yeah. When I was in California, was it the same for you chaps? It was spice. That because
Oh,
they
yeah,
couldn't
that's
smoke
huge.
weed,
People
they're
were
like
growing it and shit.
Yeah.
people were, and it was that gas station shit where you didn't know what you were gonna get, and so sometimes it was like those in
The
California.
synthetic, yeah.
yeah, in California when people like eat people's
Right.
faces off. That was the kind of shit.
Chaps, I do think eventually it will get to the point where it is just like alcohol because I think ultimately our country is going in the direction that at the federal level at some point 5, 10, 15 years from now, whenever that might be, it will become legal. But I don't think until it is legal at the federal level that you can treat it like alcohol in the military because I think maybe it is the same as alcohol in terms of how the after effects affect each individual
Have you ever
person.
smoked weed, Cons?
No.
Have you, chaps?
It's about this. I mean, it's about the same time that you're affected, really. Like, it's not anything longer. If we can have people that can drive and like whenever you fucking hungover shit like that, I
Yeah.
just don't see the difference in weed.
There's
at all.
definitely
Like,
people.
at all.
How many times can you guys remember seeing people showing up to PT in the morning, not just hungover, but still drunk?
Oh, for sure. I was one of
All
them.
the time.
I
Yeah.
was one of them. But you're right. I think I would rather, if I was a leader, I would rather have my Marines smoking weed but I would also have much more peace of mind if it was regulated and I knew that they knew
Yeah.
what they were getting instead of getting some random like shit off the street.
Honestly, when we're going through this story, I think listen to these states that the issue is coming from again. So we have Alaska, Colorado, California. If you were living in one of these states, Alaska, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and the District of Columbia, if you were there at 18 years old and you are from one of those places, which there's a shit ton of people in the military from California, I think it has the most of any state. If you were able to smoke weed and then you go to a recruiter and they say, now you're not able to smoke weed, that's a deterrent from joining the military.
Right. If you're
think so.
younger and it's part of your culture, it's like, yeah, you're right.
I guess. Do you think you would rather have soldiers who have a propensity to drink alcohol or to smoke weed?
Smoke
Smoke
weed,
weed.
man.
Yeah.
All the
1000%.
dumb shit we got in trouble with drinking alcohol.
I think although it impairs you, doesn't have the same type of effect as alcohol.
Also,
You don't really meet an angry stone dude.
Right.
You don't fucking take an edible and want to go punch somebody in the face.
You don't wanna
take
go
shot
punch
of
a
tequila
bouncer.
and it might happen.
Then
There's a
again-
reason why I don't fucking drink tequila anymore.
Right.
then again, it might make them too peaceful, and we need alcohol to keep them surly. You know, it could be a good thing. You never know.
I got to tell you, though, too, like, you get 27 soldiers, Marines, whatever, coming up hot in a piss test. What do you even do at that
I have
point?
a theory, though.
What?
I have a theory on that. The one guy knew he was going to pop. So he made brownies for everybody in the unit and was like, you're coming with me,
Not
bitch.
a bad theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because one guy, okay, yeah, I can punish that one guy. If I have 27 guys, I can't get rid of 27 guys out of my battalion.
Yeah.
That hurts our ability to accomplish the task, accomplish the mission.
And not even if it's 27, it's probably in the same fucking company.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they were doing it together.
If you were
they
in
have
that
27
company,
that's a third of or a fourth of a company, a quarter of a company.
Slide in our DMs if that was your company. I want to
Yeah.
hear what went down with that. But yeah.
No, not only that, we want to come visit your company.
Yeah, we do,
Hang
for
out.
sure.